Oh!
Now look at your fist. We did some punching now, right? Probably with the majority of you guys, all the knuckles are red, correct?
Yes.
It shows that you don't know how to punch. That's fine when you have gloves. That's why we adapt palm strike. Because on the real dynamic of violence, that maybe more than one and some head is moving and it's very scary and full of adrenaline. Very difficult to do complex motor skill unless you're a very, very good trained fighter. But even then, you need to control your adrenaline first and your emotion before you can go to the cool stuff, right? That said, you still need to know how to punch. Because if you know how to punch, you can now make a palm strike. But the best way to punch without fucking up your hand is I want to travel in the box of my shoulders, and then the last moment of impact, I would rotate and get these two knuckles out, boom. So in the end, this is going to be in a line, and this is slightly bent. Because this is the knuckles you need to hit with. So if I start hitting a pad, does this, don't move. Boom, I penetrate these two knuckles. Boom, 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 boom. And of course I need to set it up before I strike, right? Because if you want to do 1, 2, that's lead with speed, devour with power, that's more boxing. You have to be very sneaky with the first punch. So I probably would adapt that by hand in the face and then punch. And if I could, and I have the cognitive way of thinking, now that's a challenge, I would probably hit the throat because that's something hard against something soft when the threat disparity is high enough, right? So I want you to challenge yourself right now. Just give me a 1, 2, it's fine by me for now. But understand that you need to get that knuckle out. Boom. So in the end, you should have 2 red knuckles and not the whole fist, right? That's how you end up with a knuckle gone. So this should be driven by that back foot, the drop step. So don't think about the sport boxing. There are people way better in this. Think about the fist driven by that back foot, but make contact with the right part of the brain. Because remember, skull is very hard. Keep this in a line, very strong. So understand if you need to use this fist on a real head, that you will probably have damage and you need cool packs afterwards. The beginning of my door work, and especially event work, when I had to fight and people come from all directions, you don't think about it, you just smash, right? And then in the end you just have, one time I had a year pain of this part, just because of the punching. I don't know exactly what happened, but this went back. So it's an injury, long-term injury, right? So if you want to use the fist, not my best option, although I will explain in this training today when I would use the fist. And a year ago I actually used it instead of a slap that I'm teaching you. Because open hand doesn't require that much of an aiming. So if you can box, and you can stay cool, and you can stay cognitive in the part that it's very dangerous on the street, then this works. But you need to adapt, right? The back foot. Because there's a trend going in this self-defense Krav Maga world. They do this. What is that? You will not knock out anybody. Even the best Krav Maga expert I saw in the Netherlands cannot hit. He cannot hit. That's a problem. So take the first MMA amateur fighter and you will destroy that individual, right? Because they know, because they hit a lot of times. Doesn't matter if you do palm strike or with a fist, then at least use the whole body mechanics instead of only this. So this one is stance and this one is driven off that back foot, right? Only this are red, the rest is not touching. Right. That time that I decided to go to 2 knuckles was the time that this guy had a very big winter jacket and he had a thick padded hoodie. So I was kind of afraid that my slap would not penetrate because there was such a thick material, right? Now I'm going to show you, keep somebody at distance, especially when this one is aggressive, because this was the case. I tried to de-escalate and I walked back and I tried to de-escalate and did the best I can until he broke through my fence. So he's touching my fence and he came forward and forward and forward. And to one point I was like, boom. So I could set this up, I don't have a problem, by stepping back, and he never saw this coming. Actually knocked him on his ass, right? So I want to show you, before anything else, just this overhand hook. Boom. Don't overthink it. Literally, if somebody hits you and I could come back with this, I would do the same. Don't have to be beautiful. It's not the perfect hook like in boxing. We don't do boxing. I'm showing you that we use the same two knuckles. So just screw it in. Boom. You have to be careful. It depends also on the length of the individual, your length of the individual you deal with. But just try to boom, get this rotation in. Squeeze the fist, keep it straight, and get this elbow to ceiling. Boom. And I like to use momentum and rotate as much as I can to get this satisfying feeling of your knuckles penetrating side of the head. Yes, so give a good fist, screw it in. So actually only these two are working. Now you find that this overhand hook becomes very painful. This is a soft pad, right? Can you imagine it's a skull? But I'm teaching you this to make you understand how to use the knuckle, to make you understand that overhand in my book is better, especially if there is more than one. There's chaos, there's tunnel vision. You get a hit from the side, and now automatically, often, if you didn't pay attention and your tunnel vision didn't take in consideration the motherfucker comes from the side, when he hits me, it automatically, this is what you get. This is going to be your next drill. Simple. Not simple. Yes, so this is the next drill. You hit, protect, and use that momentum to come back. Yes? Yeah. Your turn.
Oh!